Hi, this is Hot Chocolate with Paul. I'm in my backyard. It's early October and I'm enjoying a fire pit right here in my backyard. We've had a lot of fun times in our backyard for the past few years, especially during COVID when not much was going on. So what we started doing in the summer of 2020 was having friends come over and just hang out in the backyard. We had backyard barbecue, played some music over in our garage. From time to time I have posted videos of live bands in our backyard. A lot of that has quieted down recently, especially this year. We've only done that once this year so far. Everybody's got their own thing going on right now. I've been kind of chilling myself, trying to cut back on activities, take it easy a little bit more, with retirement. I'm enjoying retirement very much. As I told people, the main reason I wanted to retire was so I could sleep in. Driving a school bus, if you're what we call a contract driver, means you need to get up early. So I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning. Not something I wanted to do anymore. So what I was saying, I was more or less retiring from getting up early. So school's on again. I'm still driving a bus, but as a sub driver, afternoons only. And it's an arrangement that I thoroughly enjoy. I'm 63 years old now, and I think this is the first time in over 40 years that I feel caught up on sleep. Prior to that, I worked at a TV station, and, there's a lot of crazy hours with working in television, evenings, weekends, and holidays. And if I wasn't working evenings, I'd be working really early in the morning. Just enjoying that fire. It's not a big fire, but it's warm. It's cozy. As I'm sitting here, I'm waiting for Stacey to come home. She should be home from work soon, and then we'll have dinner. So it's about 6 o'clock in the evening as I'm recording this. I'm actually recording this on Wednesday, October 2nd, in case you're curious. And keeping up with my schedule so far, with new episodes of Hot Chocolate with Paul coming out on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So this is your Saturday edition that you're watching. I put this patio back here the year we moved into our house. It's there primarily because this backyard floods, especially over in that corner behind the arch there. You got some huge puddles there. And even when it's not flooded, if you put chairs out, they just sink right into the ground, so that's pretty useless. So the patio, I built it myself, my own design. It's kind of like a sandbox. It's a raised patio. And it works. I put the 4x4s there and leveled off some layers of sand in there, right down to the blocks that you can see there. It's worked out pretty well. So we're able to sit out here even when the ground is soggy. So I'm happy with it. Can enjoy some fire here for a little bit. If I feel motivated, I may have some friends come over on weekends over the fall months just to come back and hang out by the fire here. It's a nice neighborhood. Started up in, baby boomers, World War II. That's something that kind of intrigues me. Baby boomers were from, 1946, I believe, up until 1964, which makes me and my first sister baby boomers. And then my younger sister, who was born in 1966, I'm not sure what they call her, but accordingly, she's not a baby boomer. So that's the way that works, I guess. We've been in this house for about 5.5 years now. We have a lot of really nice memories here. The two of us, just Stacey and me and our friends, and 2 cats. Cats are Oreo and Mitten. Both were Stacey's cats before we met. So when I met Stacey, it was a package deal for me. She did have a 3rd cat, which sadly passed away before we got married. We were already together. We were actually on a cruise when that happened, so that was sad news. Apparently it had had some health problems. So the other 2 are doing okay, I guess. Mitten is, I guess, about 19 or 20 years old. She's hanging in there. I think she's got some signs of arthritis. Oreo is 7 or 8 years old. I think he's 8 years old. So Stacey's kids. She calls them her kids. Cute. If you were following me on Hot Chocolate with Paul from way in the beginning, about 2 years ago, you'll remember that I had a whole bunch of episodes that came out. And at one point I decided not to keep it going, and I just deleted most of them. You can find I think there's about 5 that I saved from the original series, and you can find them earlier on this YouTube channel. So I started it up again at the request of a couple of family members who watch from home, one in particular because she is unable to get out much, and she said she really enjoys following what Stacey and I like to do in our lives. So she said she lives through us vicariously. So as of right now, I know there's not a lot of people watching these episodes, but for those that do watch it, it's something I do appreciate it. One thing I did talk about once before that I might as well bring back again is concerts that I've been to. People are curious about concerts that I've been to. So the very first concert that I ever went to was the Beach Boys when they came to Rochester, New York in 1978. And it was really fun to watch that. 5 original members of the Beach Boys were still in the band at the time. I remember standing on the armrests of the Rochester War Memorial, which is what it was called at the time. And there was this girl sitting next to me. I don't remember who she was, but the 2 of us were bumping our hips together, just dancing away to the music. It was a lot of fun. So some of the other concerts that I remember from late 70s, early 80s, not in any particular order. So Jackson Browne, I saw the Kinks a couple of times, once when they came to the Rochester War Memorial, and once when they came to the Dome Arena in Henrietta. Woo, getting some smoke in my eyes. I also saw the Go-Go's at the Dome Arena. That was a lot of fun. I saw the Who in Toronto, and they had, they had the opening acts with Hart and the Jay Giles Band, and a guy who called himself Nash the Slash. I don't know whatever happened to him because I've never heard from him again. Saw the Rolling Stones in Syracuse, and we had 13th row seats for that. That was pretty exciting. I believe that was 1984. The Who, by the way, was in 1982. Let's see, REO Speedwagon, years later. Styx was in that concert. Trying to think of who else. Well, I've seen the Beach Boys a number of times, like 4 or 5 times, including their 2012 reunion concert, their, what do they call it, their 50th anniversary tour. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. Trying to think of who else. I saw Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons with Stacey a couple of years ago at the Kodak Theater here in Rochester. Herb Alpert, right over this past summer. I'm not somebody who's gone to a lot of concerts through the years. I pick out a few standout concerts that I really enjoy. I've seen Chicago a couple of times. I believe this was the late 70s. So once in Rochester, once in Buffalo. I saw Hanson, I believe it was in 1997 in Toronto, when I took a couple of my daughters and their friends to Toronto to see that concert. The thing I have to say about that is I learned what it sounds like to hear 13,000 12-year-old girls all screaming at the same time. Whoa! That was a sound to experience. I saw Avril Lavigne in Buffalo. Didn't really know any of her music, but I took my youngest daughter to see that concert. I saw Gary Lewis and the Playboys on the 4th of July here in Greece a couple of years ago. I also saw Grand Funk Railroad right here in the town of Greece, also on the 4th of July. So that's just some memories of some of the concerts I've been to. I know I'm forgetting some, but I guess that's the way it goes. Well, Stacey just came home, and I'm going to make dinner. So that's all for Hot Chocolate with Paul for today. Have a good day.